Righto, the plastering's pretty well done and the retaining walls are pretty well done. So now it's time to get the paints out. Get a bit of a base colour on there so we know what we're looking at. I took lots of photos of all the building positionings on that board and lifted it out of the way so that it doesn't get paint splattered all over it. Well, that's just the base. That's given me something to work with, and now I can get in there and do all the fiddly bits, get all the textures, shadings and all that sort of stuff on there, and then start adding some scenery. I've gone over pretty well everything there with a really watered down green, looking for any of those little white plaster spots that have been missed, and then dabbed a big heap of really watered down grey on it. It's hopefully got rid of all the little plaster spots that haven't got any paint on them. I'll let that dry, I think, and think about how I'm going to tackle the rest of it. Just wanted to point out the paint that I'm using, if anyone hasn't caught up. They're just sample pots from the local hardware shop. They've been mistinted or whatever the case may be, but they put them out there a little out-they-go table and you get them for a couple of bucks. So I've got a heap of those, all different various shades of greens and greys and so on, and it's a cheap way of getting some good water-based paint to do all your scenery painting with. Righto, well, I've been dabbing some very watered down greens and greys and blacks on that stone wall to try and get a bit of a effect happening. I'll let that dry and see what happens. Yeah, so not much progress. It's Tuesday already, Tuesday morning. The weather's a lot cooler now. We've had 3 days of really hot, stinking nasty weather the last 3 days. Friday, Saturday, I beg your pardon, Friday was warming up, and then Saturday, Sunday and Monday were all horrible. So the amount of time spent out here in the last 3 days was very minimal. So got about as much done in 3 days as I would normally in about a half a day. Progress is a bit slow this week, but progress all the same. Still made a little bit, and still working on this end of the layout where the town's going. So yeah, bear with me, and we'll try and get a bit more progress done this week. I think the weather's going to be quite pleasant for the next 7 days or so should be able to get a fair bit done. So we will see you next week with a bit of luck, and thanks to all the new subscribers. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that little button. Thank you very much.